Hello and welcome to the Falling Knife Project, where we're trying to turn 25 grand into 750 grand in 24 months by trading options. I received some pretty entertaining and interesting questions from the last video, so we're going to change it up this week and make the episode a Q&A with results at the end. As always, this is for entertainment only, it's not financial advice, and I'm taking a crazy amount of risk here. So let's get to the first question. Bro, surely there's an easier way to make a bet like this. Current odds are 30-1 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl. Drop 25 grand on that and you'll hit your target by February. Well, I do like the Bucks and I do like Baker Mayfield a lot, but next question. Do you think there's as much edge in debit trades as credit trades? Do you think credit trades are more dangerous when sized larger than debit trades? So I would say that there's roughly the same number of edges in debit and credit trades, and most of the edges are the same between the two. The main difference is that the edges are easier to monetize with credit trades because you've got volatility risk premium as a built-in tailwind. Do I think credit trades are more dangerous when they're sized large? Yes, but it depends on the structure and the risk management you're using, especially in zero DTE trades. So if you're selling premium and relying on stop losses for risk management, you're exposed to execution risk and the market can blow through your stops or cause you to get bad fills. We saw a situation last week with about 20 minutes left in the trading day. Uncle Donnie T tweeted something about soybean tariffs, and the market rapidly dropped like 20 to 30 points, and market makers pulled liquidity through basically the entire option chain to the point where traders that were 100 plus points out of the money were filled at $100 plus. And for those newer to options, that means those traders lost $10,000 or more for each lot that was filled at that level. This was insane. This was unacceptable. I haven't seen that happen anywhere near this scale since I've been trading zero DTE. The CBOE has been radio silent, and the broker stance has continued to be manage your own risk accordingly. So yes, I'd say there's a large amount of risk in using stop losses on credit trades as your main risk management system. Fortunately, the style of trades that I'm doing for this project, we don't have that concern because I'm not using stop losses. Next question. Wait, what? You have 4 alphas, and it seems like they're mainly directional with respect to SPX, which is arguably the most efficient asset on Earth, and you still think you can compound at 3,000% in 2 years? Puh. Yes. Next question. When two securities are positively correlated, do you go long on one and short on the other, or just go long on both or short on both if the fundamentals aren't there? Good question. If their correlations, I'd say, are over 0.5, I wouldn't consider trading both if they're that highly correlated. Keep in mind I'm trading options. It'd basically just be extra work and kind of redundant risk to trade two highly correlated securities. So I'd rather pick one, focus on one, and be really proficient at one. Next question. If you need to get to fire faster, throwing away money on some cockamamie gambling scheme is the last thing you should do. Polish up that resume and find a higher paying job instead. Okay, it's not a cockamamie gambling scheme. It's a systematic, back-tested cockamamie gambling scheme. Next question. What is your view on profit targets, stop losses, and trailing stop losses on debit trades? So on the trades for this project specifically, I'm not using any profit takes or stops. I'm controlling the loss size through spread width. And my average loss on the core 4 trades is between $1,000 and $2,000 per trade typically. Outside of this project, I do use profit targets and stop losses to mitigate risk, but I'm not a huge fan of trailing stops. I've traded them before. I've just found that live results typically don't match backtest results when you're using trailing stops, especially on zero DTE trades. Okay, before we get to the results, be sure to smash and like that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now, last week we were up a total of $1,135 for the life of the project, and this week we are back in the hole, down a total of $1,371. I'm not overly concerned. There are certainly times when the ensemble traded close to flat in the back test for several months, but it is unfortunate because it affects the projected trajectory of the project. I did make some tweaks to the trades themselves, nothing earth-shattering, but I did feel like the inside day replicator was a bit overfit. So I'll show you up on the screen here the before and after of the equity curve. You'll see there's not much difference, but it did increase max drawdown to about $16,000, which makes this whole project even tighter than initially modeled. And you might say, well, why would you do that if you increased your drawdown? But frankly, if the project was overfit to begin with, then the initial model would have been flawed. So I'm okay with the change, and I still feel pretty good about things. At this point, I feel like I've covered the basis for how I've structured the project. I do have another like 12 to 15 topics or so that I can cover, but I'm thinking of dialing the video frequency way back until we get more significant movement on the trading. So let me know in the comments if you still want me to make more videos and how often you want me to make them. And we'll see you next time.